Hey, Miss Willis, can I grab you for a quick interview to talk about the YSL case coming to a wrap-up really quick?
It's not wrapped up.
It's about to be, though. Could we maybe talk about, you relied heavily on getting those murder convictions in the YSL case, but no one was convicted in this. What's your message to taxpayers who may say that this was a waste of taxpayer money and their time?
Social and political commentary from a Christian male perspective.
And just like that, we are back. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we got a great show planned for you on this evening. So buckle in, get your popcorn, get your drinks. We got something to talk about. Because the reason I'm so excited is because as I was getting ready to, I was checking the traps, making sure I had all the stuff ready, I came across something that I think will just be a blessing. So let me explain and let me set the stage. So earlier today, I did a video on Fani Willis and how she's been collecting L after L after L. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. And all of her major cases, all of her nationwide cases, she's caught an L on. The Trump case, the YSL, and there's another case I had even forgotten about, living here in Georgia even. It's a police shooting case. And she took it to the federal courts and collected an L. And it was a bad L, because not only did she get shot down, the judge looked at it and said, this should never have even been brought to me, and told her that in no uncertain terms. That video goes live tomorrow. But while I was over minding my business, just doing what I'm doing, I saw the Thugger Daily. Shout out to Thugger Daily. I haven't mentioned Thugger Daily in quite some time. Thugger Daily over there on X, Twitter, whatever it's called this week, dropped a video where a journalist confronts Fani Willis in the Georgia Capitol, and Fani Willis is fit to be tied. So to get this party started tonight, we're going to look at this together, and it's pretty serious, man. He is asking some tough questions of Lady Willis, and Lady Willis is not here for it. Let me tell you, she is not here for it. And I'm going to say we all deserve this. This is the 2025 that we all deserve. If you've been watching Fani Willis for any length of time, this is what we deserve. We deserve this. So with no further ado, let's bring this in. Let's go. All right. So Fani is let me drop the link too. And by the way, Fani will, let me stop for a second. Okay. I'm going to go off the rails for a second, y'all. Please don't go off on me. Fani Willis, I think, likes, when she finds something that she likes, she just buys that thing. I'm pretty sure she has the very similar cups in her house. I'm pretty sure she has a lot of the same pumps in her house. She probably is a brand person, so she probably buys the same kind of gym shoes. Now, where am I going with all that? I noticed that she's wearing a dress with the zipper in the front. Again, this dress is just like the infamous pink dress that she wore when she first mixed it up with Ashley Merchant during the Trump disqualification hearing. She had that pink dress with the zipper in front. We've seen a green dress with the zipper in front, and now she has this blue pinstripe one with the zipper in front. I just had to say that. I don't know if that's a trend, and I don't think the dress is on backwards. I do not believe the dress is on backwards. I just don't understand. It just seems like such a weird appeal. Like, why would you do that? What's the deal with that? Anyway, let's get this dance going. So let's bring this in. Let's go. Green hearts in the chat when you can hear.
Because victims of all races, of all socioeconomic status matter. So stop talking to attorneys that don't live in Fulton at all. They live in safe neighborhoods. Their children go to safe schools. My children in these communities, they matter too.
Respectfully, Ms. Willis, I asked you about the murder convictions that never came through. What's your message to taxpayers and to the taxpayers that may have...
My message to taxpayers is it was an amazing time. We had 19 convictions. The community is safer. We made sure that we got the resolutions we want. If they're unhappy with sentencing, they should elect other judges.
And you also relied heavily on the RICO law that you had
And
too.
I'm going to continue to rely on it because it works, it's effective, and it tells jurors the full message.
But other people may say with the other people that
The
it
other
wasn't
people weren't
effective.
elective as a DA.
Oh, she said, look.
Because victims of all races.
Okay, so
of all-
let's just take this apart. Let's just take this apart. She did not get the convictions that she wanted because the biggest thing in the YSL trial, the biggest thing in the YSL trial was the deletion of Mr. Drinks and the deletion of Donovan Thomas. Those were the two things. That was the big whoop to do. They were going to find out and throw somebody in jail for those two things: the gangs, the pharmaceutical, the street pharmaceuticals, all the gang activities, all the gang shenanigans. That was all going to be icing on the cake. But the cake was supposed to be the deletion of Donovan Thomas, and his last name is Drinks. Nobody's in jail for that. There's not one person has pled guilty, been found guilty, is in jail because of the deletion of Donovan Thomas or I want to say anyway, Drinks. Not a one. Fani, what are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Socioeconomic status matter. So stop talking to attorneys that don't live in Fulton at all. They live in safe neighborhoods. Their children go to safe schools. My children in these communities, they matter too.
Okay, I think personally, I think that's a swipe at Ashley. That's a swipe at Phil. That's a swipe at every attorney who's been talking about Fani's cases that doesn't live in Fulton County. And there's quite a few of them. There's a ton of them. I think that's personally a swipe at them. And I think it's really a swipe at Georgia attorneys that live up here in Cobb County, that live out in Gwinnett, that live in other places besides Fulton County, and more respectfully, South Fulton. I think that was a swipe at them. That's my little 2 cents. Let's go.
Respectfully, Ms. Willis, I asked you about the two murder convictions that never came through. What?
There we go. This dude, he did not. He was like, look, respectfully, ma'am, you didn't convict Nan Soul. Not one person is cooling his heels in jail because they deleted Donovan Thomas or Mr. Drinks. Nobody. So those families are not getting closure. Those families are not getting the end that they wanted or they thought they would be getting. Ma'am, respectfully, you're full of hot air. I like this guy.
What's your message to taxpayers and to the taxpayers that may have
My message to taxpayers is it was an amazing time. We had 19 convictions. The community is.
Plea deals are, you got people, the most recent one, he pled down from the deletion of Donovan Thomas down to a misdemeanor. And his conviction is 2 years, 5 years, 3 years time served. So he's only going to be in jail for 24 months. Ma'am, that's not, no, all the no's. I'm sorry. This is a horrible take.
Safer. We made sure that we got the resolutions we want. If they're unhappy with sentencing, they should elect other judges.
Maybe they should also elect a different DA. Just an idea, just a crazy idea. Maybe the DA is also the problem. I'm just saying.
You also relied heavily on the RICO law that you had
and
too.
I'm going to continue to rely on it because it works, it's effective, and it tells jurors the full message.
But other people may.
I think it's very interesting, and she's very upset, and she's livid right here. I'm gonna back it up a little bit because she says she's gonna keep using RICO because it works, is effective, and it tells the jury the full. I think she meant full story, and I think that's very interesting because nobody's agreeing with her. Let's go.
Law that you had
and
too.
I'm going to continue to rely on it because it works, it's effective, and it tells jurors the full message.
But other people may.
I think she said full. I think she's saying full story or full matter. I'm not 100% certain because she's ready to go. She wants to get up out of here. I don't want to be a part of this no more.
Say with the other people that it wasn't
people
effective.
weren't elective as a DA.
Yeah, she is fit to be tied. She is not happy. She is less than pleased. I'll tell you that much. All right, let's jump down here to this. We got to jump into the Hellcat and jump into this comment section right here. Charges dropped against an ex-Atlanta officer in fatal shooting of Jimmy Atkins. And if tomorrow, if you want to hang around, I will drop the video in the morning. This is the one where the judge said, and shout out to Phil Holloway. He says this. I'll bring this in real quick. Fani Willis got excoriated by a federal judge. Judge Michael Brown said the evidence of self-defense is so overwhelming. I mean, there we go. It's so overwhelming. It is hard to understand how Georgia could have brought these charges in the first place, much less continued with them over the 2.5 years since. So this is her most recent L that she collected today when this case was thrown out. And I want somebody to tell me why it is. What has Fani actually accomplished? Now, let me hold on. Strike that. I will admit, and I'm willing to give that there might be some street level calmness in Fulton County. I'll give you that. I'm willing to surrender that. Maybe she's done a good job on the street level, but everything that's national that she has pushed, she's failed at. Every last thing. There's not one national thing that she's done, whether it be the Trump case, whether it be the YSL. Now this one, and YSL has many layers and levels to it. She's not collecting any W's on any of those. It's just L's. And I just think it's very interesting.
Hey, Miss Willis, can I grab you for a quick interview to talk about the YSL case coming to a wrap up really quick?
It's not wrapped up.
It's about to be, though. Could we maybe talk about, you relied heavily on getting those murder convictions in the YSL case, but no one was convicted in this. What's your message to taxpayers who may say that this was a waste of taxpayer money and their time?
What I want to say to you as a reporter, and I want your other reporters to be responsible, is you keep going to defense attorneys who put their children in private schools, in communities that are not our communities, and really don't care about the African American community. What you need to understand is there were 19 convictions. 7 I decided to null pros, mostly because they were doing life sentences on murder. Just yesterday, Channel 2, an affiliate, covered a YSL murder of a 21-year-old mother in front of her 2-year-old child. And go look at the statistics, crime is down. So what taxpayers that I say, what my constituents say who just voted me by 68% is she's doing an amazing job. We are making sure that this community is safe, that crime is the lowest here of most places in the United States of America. I think we're like number 3, and it's because of the efforts I have done against gangs. Stop glorifying violence and stop making it that some victims don't matter, because victims of all races, of all socioeconomic status matter. So stop talking to attorneys that don't live in Fulton at all. They live in safe neighborhoods. Their children go to safe schools. My children in these communities, they matter too.
Respectfully, Ms. Willis, I asked you about the 2 murder convictions that never came through. What's your message to taxpayers and to the taxpayers that may have
My message to taxpayers is it was an amazing time. We had 19 convictions. The community is safer. We made sure that we got the resolutions we want. If they're unhappy with sentencing, they should elect other judges.
And you also relied heavily on the RICO law that you had
and
too.
I'm going to continue to rely on it because it works, it's effective, and it tells jurors the full message.
But other people may say with the other people that it wasn't effective.
Other people weren't elective as a DA.
But yes, thank y'all so much. I really appreciate each of y'all. I am planning to do this again real soon. So hopefully you all will join us when we do so. So let's get ready to do that. And until next time, everybody, I want to say again, grace and peace. Take care. Have a great night.